We've been walking for hours. We've got to quicken our pace. The Lich King is defenseless without us.
I left many of my warriors at Icecrown before I came to find you, Death Knight. They will hold the line for as long as they are able.
Tell me, where are all of your people? Shouldn't there be Nerubians around here, undead or otherwise?
I've been wondering about that myself. Something must have driven them all off.
We did, you rotting bastards! We've been watching you all along!
Muradin's dwarves. Impossible. Doesn't anyone stay dead anymore?
We've been wandering this forsaken land ever since you killed Muradin and left us to rot Arthas. Our leader, Baelgun, led us into the ruined city to survive, but there's no way we're letting you in.
We have no time for these games. Sapphiron, attack! Well done, mighty Sapphiron. I wish we could take you with us, but the confines of the Dark Earth are no place for you.
The Lich King's time is running short. We must hurry.
Tread lightly. This is more like it. Ah, at last.
For Muradin!
Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last. Speak.
A pint for every ghoul you blast!
Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly.
Set off the charges! Blow the bridge before they get across!
No! Stop them before they...
That was for Muradin. Now you'll never get across.
There are other passages through the labyrinth, Death Knight. We will find another way.
Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. No one orders me to the ground.
I'll wait. Time is fleeting.
Tread lightly. What is it now? Finally. Ah, at last. Finally. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last. Finally.
I serve only the frozen throne.
What is it now? This is more like it. Tread lightly. these Nerubians are your kin, why are they hostile to us?
Many of us who fell during the War of the Spider were brought back to serve the Lich King. These warriors, however, never died. Foolishly, they still fight to liberate Nerub from the Scourge.
This is more like it. At last. I'll make sure you suffer. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. Gold. We should take this with us. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. This place looks like an old storage silo. It's a dead end, Anub'arak.
There must be a hidden passage somewhere. We Nerubians were crafty engineers in our time.
Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. What is it now? At last. This is more like it. No one orders me around. At last.
This is an ancient Nerubian hoarding cell. We kept most of our treasures hidden in chambers like this. The passage to the lower depths lies just beyond this room.
Great. As long as we're here, we can take some of these items with us. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Frostmourne hungers. More gold. This might help us later. At last. Tread lightly. No one orders me around. Finally. What is it now?
I have heard the
Tread
summons.
lightly.
My might cannot be matched.
Speak, fool. Tread lightly.
I serve only the frozen throne.
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Inventory is full.
At last.
Don't even try it, you bastard! That there treasure belongs to the dwarves!
This treasure belongs to the Lich King, little creature. We, his servants, shall take what we will.
This is more like it. Speak, fool. Finally. No one orders me around. At last. Frostborn hungers. What is it now? This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be lit
It's them! Blast them!
around. At last. Speak, fool. Finally.
Time is fleeting.
Tread lightly. No one orders me around. At last. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. This is more like it. At last. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Frostmourne.
Damned undead! Slay them all!
This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. Finally. At last.
My might cannot be matched. Indubitably.
No one orders me around. This is more like it.
Shoot anything that shuffles or skitters!
Speak. I'll consume the living and the
What is it now? At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne. More gold. Take all you can carry. This is more like it. At last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers.
I remember you, evil prince. You're the one that killed poor Muradin.
Get over it already.
I won't let you through this door, traitor. The recent quakes have awakened dark things under the ice. Ancient, horrid things. We vowed to keep them locked where they are.
We'll take our chances, dwarf. We're going through that door, one way or another. No one orders me around. Fine. This is more like it.
My might cannot be matched.
Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers.
I serve only the frozen throne.
What is it now? Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally.
You rang. The time is now.
What is it now? No one orders me around. What is it now? This is more like it. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me
Speak.
around.
I'll consume the living and the dead. By
Tread lightly.
Nerub.
This is more like it. The air smells awful in here. Something doesn't feel right.
If the dwarf's story was true, there's no telling what awaits us in the darkness. This stairwell leads into the heart of the old Nerubian Empire. We must be cautious.
By all means. You first.